After shocking the Chinese entertainment industry with his sudden marriage announcement, the stage lights burst into flames and cheers filled the hall like waves. XuKai smiled, but his eyes seemed to be searching for something in the midst of the sea of people. Handsome actor XuKai once again left the public speechless in an exclusive interview that aired last night on national television. In the emotional and heartfelt interview, XuKai revealed that his relationship with actress Tan Songyun had actually lasted longer than the public had ever known, and that he had kept it a secret for many years for a surprising reason. Meanwhile, Tan Songyun sat in the front row, silent. She wore a mask and a baseball cap, but no one could stop the eyes of lovers looking straight at each other, piercing through layers of disguise. The moment XuKai reached out and took her hand, amidst the constant flashing lights, was the moment the world slowed down. The years of hiding, the suppressed smiles, the times of silently looking at each other from afar, all wrapped up in a handshake. "I no longer want to run away from the truth," he said, his voice low and steady. "The person I love has stood by me for a long time, in the dark. It's time for me to step into the light for her." Applause rang out, but in their hearts, there was only gentle silence. Fans burst into tears, some cried with emotion, some were stunned as if they couldn't believe it. On social media, millions of shares appeared in a few minutes. The keyword hashtag XuKai Tan Songyun love story became the #1 trend worldwide. Those who had loved them in silence could now publicly congratulate them. But not all was joy. Several major media companies quickly spoke out, claiming that this was just a publicity stunt, a staged drama at the right time. Articles appeared with titles like XuKai, Tan Songyun's top-notch media strategy, or love or PR script, causing the atmosphere to become chaotic. However, loyal fans strongly responded, providing evidence of the two's long-lasting relationship over many years. True love cannot be hidden forever and cannot be built overnight. When all happiness must be whispered. They fell in love in 2020. At that time, XuKai was still an obscure name. Tan Songyun had a certain position in the industry. She came to him quietly, without demanding, without imposing. Every time he encountered difficulties, her eyes were where he turned. But out there, the whole world did not know, was not allowed to know. Are you afraid? Having to hide everything like this?
No.
I'm just afraid. You won't be you anymore when you step into the light. She loved him with the patience of someone who understands life between the border of the halo and the truth. As for him, XuKai, despite loving him passionately, he was still haunted by the word image. There were nights when he tossed and turned in his hotel room, looking at the articles speculating about her and other men. He knew it was all made up, but he couldn't speak up. Who am I if I don't have the courage to protect the one I love? In the silence is longing. In events, they appeared as two strangers. But when the lights went out, when everyone turned their backs, when the hallway was filled with only footsteps, their eyes found each other instinctively. "I want to hug you, but I can't. It hurts. You're still here. No need a hug, just looking at me is enough." A look is enough to overcome the lonely days. A text message, "Have you eaten yet?" is enough to make you feel light all day. An accidental handshake while filming together is enough to make you lose sleep all night. Their love is like the red thread in the legend, fragile, no one can see, but cannot be broken. The unsent letter. Tan Songyun once wrote a handwritten letter. Didn't send it, just folded it and put it in a drawer. If one day you are brave enough, read this letter. If not, then let it stay forever like me. She wrote about the days of waiting, the times she cried in the bathroom because she couldn't hug the person she loved in the middle of a crowded street. She wrote about the belief, though fragile, but never lost. She believed that he would choose her. Not today, but someday. He didn't know, but he had many times held her perfumed shirt but didn't dare to wear it. Because he was afraid of missing her. Because missing her so much that it hurt. The light didn't make them lose each other. The day they announced their marriage was not the day they started. It is the end of a long journey of sacrifice, resignation, and unyielding faith. I am ready to live truthfully, even if it means a trade-off.
XuKai.
Finally, I can breathe.
Tan Songyun.
People say that in the entertainment industry, true love is a luxury. But they proved the opposite. After a moment of astonishment, fans began to share old moments. XuKai's eyes looking at Songyun backstage, coincidences and schedules. seemingly unintentional but emotional interactions. They admitted that love has never been without C. It's just that people aren't subtle enough to see it. The last lighted room night. In the small apartment, the light is soft yellow. XuKai sits on the floor, his back against the sofa. Tan Songyun rests her head on his lap, falling asleep. He gently strokes her hair, looking up at the ceiling as if seeing the whole sky of the old days. The days when a hug was also a dream. You know, if I could go back, I would still love you. But this time, I would love you the right way. Out there, the world is still noisy. But in the last lighted room, love doesn't need to be hidden anymore. There are loves that don't need to be noisy, just need to be real enough and brave enough to hold each other through storms, through years of having to live in silence. XuKai and Tan Songyun, not just a love story, but proof that sometimes people have to go through a lot of darkness to understand what light is.